ever get discouraged about the future? Does it ever occur to you that maybe with all of these mounting problems, we might not just be able to make this gift from the founders endure and survive?
Never. John, I'm absolutely convinced that if we maintain our system of government, if we are attuned to the system that can hear and understand what the people say, if we will give proper respect to the combined political genius of the American people, through the democratic process, we will make the right decisions. And by the way, I think we're better suited to that than any other people or any other nation on earth.
For much of his life, Howard Baker never really gave serious thought to public service. True, both his father and stepmother served in Congress, and even his grandmother had been a sheriff in Tennessee, a position she claimed where the real power was. But Howard Baker was a lawyer, and a good one, and he wasn't about to give up his law practice for politics. That is, until his father passed away. His thinking began to change.
By reason of my family relationships, I had some knowledge of politics. Matter of fact, a good bit of knowledge about politics. But it wasn't until the opportunity presented itself in my life and the political scheme that I decided to try. Nobody wanted me to run. None of my family wanted me to run. I guess it was just stubbornness and petulance that made me decide to go ahead anyway, but I did. I'm glad it worked out well, and I'm happy.
That determination to get into politics was the same determination that would sustain Howard Baker throughout his long and distinguished political career. He would be challenged many times over as the U.S. Senate Minority and Majority Leader, as President Reagan's Chief of Staff, and as U.S. Ambassador to Japan. He would face difficult choices and formidable opponents, but he held fast to his conviction that government had an affirmative responsibility to get things done. And even in difficult times, he maintained his belief in the democratic system, the collective wisdom of the people, and the value and honor of public service.
Understand that you're there at the sufferance of the people, and that you may sometimes doubt their judgment, speaking of the electorate, but you must never doubt their authority, because they do, in fact, decide the future and destiny of our nation, for which you speak. It may be the most remarkable thing about politics of the 20th and 21st century is the resilience of the system. Most recent and the most controversial and perhaps the most important issue that our political system has had to deal with in recent years, meaning the last 50 years perhaps, is the enactment of the civil rights legislation in the 50s and 60s, and the enactment of environmental legislation in the 60s and 70s. Both of them were highly controversial. Both of them had their advocates and their adversaries. Even in the situation like environmental legislation, there was a clear demarcation in views on how we should proceed with air pollution control, water quality control, and the debates became very, very energetic. And people thought this will be a permanent divide in our country, but it has not turned out that way. Out of the controversy of these two great debates came an improvement, in my view, in the system and how it operates, and certainly in the policy that the government adopts.